Hey, welcome. Domain Dave here from cheapwinefinder.com, another wine review. Today we have one of my favorites that I didn't know was a favorite until I drank it. Field recording Chenin 2024, just last year. Found it for $14.99, though I think it lists higher than that. Field recordings is Andrew Jones. He was a field man, which meant that he would travel the Central Coast looking for underused or maybe overgrown vineyards, and he would keep vineyards up. And in 2007, he started to make his own wine. It's Wonderwall, Fiction, and Field Recordings. They're all very good wines, and they're kind of get great press. And the very first single varietal he did was Chenin Blanc, the Chenin. And that was in 2007, and now, all this time later, he's still making it, and he's got great sourcing. Every vineyard he used was planted in the 70s, and most of them were planted as Chenin Blanc vineyards. This was before, in the 70s, the wine world we know today wasn't really happening. It was in Sonoma, Napa maybe, but other places not so much. Part of it comes from the Chalone vineyard, which is the oldest still producing vineyard in the Central Coast, and Chalone wines are seriously good wines if you ever have the opportunity to drink those. And the Jurassic Vineyard and the, I can't think of the third one, but it's three really good 50-year-old vineyards. I'm going to take a sip. Now, Chenin Blanc is a grape that can be used a lot like Chardonnay. You can have it unoaked, you can have it oaked, you can do malolactic, you can make it in different styles, you can make it into sparkling wine. Chenin does all that too, but the problem is with Chenin, I don't know if it's a problem, is that every winemaker kind of has a different style. With Chardonnay, you're either doing the classic California style, or the Burgundy style. I mean, most winemakers use those two things. And Chenin Blanc doesn't really have a classic style. It is a classic wine in France, and but everybody's making it different, so it's hard to grab onto something. So you never know what you're going to get. And with Chenin, for me, one time I'll have one and I go, oh, this is great. What, I really love this. And I'll have another one from a different producer, and it'll be, I don't know. So this is really kind of interesting. He got the grapes and he brought it into his winery, and they pressed them straight into a barrel. This is barrel fermentation using natural yeast. It just spontaneously started fermenting. Kind of cool. You don't really see that in under $20 wines. And the natural yeast, the yeast that floats around the air, and usually it's that happens when you got a winery that's attached to a vineyard, but this came from different places and it still happened. I'm gonna take another sip. Then he used either neutral barriques. A barrique is the Bordeaux barrel that everybody knows. Neutral means it's been used so often that you're not getting any flavor from it, but you still get the effects of the barrel. And the aging the wine. They aged it for 4 months. And then they used a 1,000-liter German butter, which is a butter is an old measure. And I have no idea what 1,000 liters is. It could be, I know a liter of pop is, So, but he imported these new German barrels that he put this wine in. And most of these German barrels are for Riesling. These are the kind of barrels that your fancy Rieslings from the Moselle are made in. So you got this naturally, spontaneously fermented Chenin Blanc from elite vineyards made in this kind of funky old style with barrels and the techniques that I haven't heard of before. Not that I would, we talk about cheap wine. Things are pretty much simple. Helps with cheap. I'm taking another sip. I like this wine. starts out smooth and the flavors kind of bloom. This isn't a flashy Chenin Blanc at all. It just kind of sneaks up on you. It's really kind of pretty. Flavors are all flavors you're going to get. There's peach, pear, there's melon, there's apple, there's maybe stone fruit, a little bit of apricot. Maybe I was getting dried pineapple and bits and that type of thing with it. All nice flavors. The acidity is like really in the pocket. This is only 11.9 in the alcohol, which is kind of low, but it's kind of, Riesling style. If this is made in the Riesling style, I don't know if I can say that. So it's a really delicious Chenin Blanc. Like I said, I never know what I'm going to get. So you really gotta, if you find a Chenin you like, remember what it is. Take a picture, label something, because you're going to want to go back to that one, because the next one might not be the same. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a good Chenin. Somebody else probably loves it. But I think this is one that I really like, and I'm going to go back to. This is a really good Chenin Blanc. And it's the Field Recordings Chenin 2024. It's a delicious wine from a really good winemaker. And I really think it's a good wine. I think it's something you should, if you can find it. $15 is really good for it, because it's, like I said, it's from elite vineyards with some kind of very intentional winemaking. This isn't, a lot of times under 20, it's quick and easy. Make it as easy as you can. That's the best way. And that's not a bad way to make these wines. This one's got intentionality to it, and it works, and it tastes great. So adios. Keep it cheap. I've got another Pinot Noir coming up in a couple of days, so stay warm, and I'll be talking to you. Adios. Bye-bye.